Hey, hey, Chalkin History friends, it's Shelly Kallach and it is Friday night. Woohoo! We made it to the weekend. I hope you guys are having a great night. Let's make sure we are live. Say hello as you hop on. So yesterday I mentioned that I had an idea. Because, you can't just always like one football team, right? So if you have several football teams that you like, or a couple different ones, you would want to switch out your sign, right? So that you're not having to have a million different signs. So we are going to kind of play with that today. We're going to do the 'Tis the Season. Let's get this off. There we go. We're going to play with the 'Tis the Season transfer. I have here a piece of our white. It's a pack of 6, I want to say. Let me see. White magnetic sheets. I think there's 6 in here. They're very thin, so they probably would be able to get cut in a Cricut or a Brother. 1, 2, maybe there's just 3 sheets. There's just 3 sheets in here. So it comes with 3 sheets. In the video description, I have the transfer linked, and I have the black magnetic sheets linked because our white ones are out of stock at the moment. But you can get the black ones, or if these have been retired, but if you have some of our old magnetics, the adhesive magnets, you could use those too. I may switch over to these, we'll see. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do yet. I just might use the round ones instead of a magnetic sheet. But just know that these are magnetic. Okay, so here's your magnetic side. You would probably, here's what I'm thinking. And I don't know if it's magnetic to itself. We would have to play with. But I do know if I attached one of those, that's not going anywhere. It is magnetized. Let's do this. Let's cut a little piece here. And let's see, it is not adhesive. So this you can actually, the white side you can actually paste on and then cut out. Okay, so it does stick to itself. Lesson learned there. We now know that we can use our magnetic sheets and have it stick to each other. So we're gonna go with the magnetic sheets because I could probably cut it to a smaller size versus using the round ones. So let's just put these aside so it doesn't stick that way, but it does stick that way. Okay, let's put this aside till we need it. All right, same with the transfer. Let's kind of look and see what we're looking at here, okay? Do you remember this? When I made this sign, I did it in orange because I was trying to make it look like the Cleveland Browns, I know. And because I waxed, I was able to get, for the most part, most of that up. And then of course, when I was doing it, I dripped water, so it kind of left a water stain. So I haven't decided how I want to fix that yet, but so ignore the water stain there. But I was able to get most of it up. So I'm not quite sure. I think I will paint this all white. Pretty sure I'll do that. And then what we'll do is we are going to paint up. I have 2 of the 'Tis the Season word cut out of some wood. So if you guys want to get your hands on these wood cutouts, go ahead and comment. I'm going to comment season. Okay, comment the word season to get info on the wood cutouts, okay? Trying to see how we work this here. All right, we'll keep that up here for a little bit so people can see. Okay, so we're gonna do two teams, guys. We're gonna do Cleveland Browns, and then we're gonna do Ohio State. So, knowing in the back of my head that I'm gonna have this brown part will be colored white, okay, we can play with the pieces parts with coloring those a certain color. Now, let me just remind myself, I cut these a while ago. I want to see. All right, the inside of, so the inside of all the letters, I have these cut to the exact size, okay? Which means we can just paint those letters and we don't have to chalk on them, okay? What we will chalk on is the background piece, okay? And then we'll know exactly how to place the letters. All right, but first we have to prep those. So, given the fact that we are going to paint this white, I'm not going to use white chalk paste then for my coloring. So let's go ahead and move our board here. And then this is going to be fun. It'll be like for Saturday for college football, I'll have one of the 'Tis the Seasons on there, and then for NFL, we can switch it out the next day. So Saturday and Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever days they play, we'll be able to switch it out. Okay. All right, let's use our brains here and figure out how I want this to look. So I'm thinking the colors that we're going to use for the Cleveland Browns are, oops, I'm going to turn that guy over. And this is scored so you know where to place those little wood pieces there. Okay, we're not going to use white, we said, because we're going to paint the board all white. Okay, so we have orange and brown. So I'm thinking I want to do, I think I'm going to do background in brown and then the letters in orange, marmalade. We're actually going with marmalade. Or do I want to do the reverse? Let's think about this. What do I want to do? Do I want to do orange and then have the brown sitting on top? Or do I want to, I think I'm going to do brown. We're going to do brown on the background piece. So we're going to get our bark and get some foam brushes here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just spray my chalk paste. And then I'm just going to kind of mix it up a little bit here. We're going to kind of water it down just a little bit. Don't worry if your paste ever gets too watery, if you don't mix it like in a tray or something, you can leave the lid open and it will thicken up with the air. Okay, I'm also going to as I'm stuck here, I'm going to grab one of my older cut up ink mats, and we can get rid of that. We're going to see if these will stick. Just to kind of hold it in place for me while we're painting. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of, that may not stick. Okay, I'm trying to think what I want to do with those. I might bring in the white for that. Okay, so right now we're going to do "'Tis the background" in the brown. I'm just going to grab a piece of parchment paper, which happens to be the perfect size. Let's put this aside. Put that aside too. And we're just going to paint this up real quick. Okay. All right, so this is going to be the background. Thinking I'm doing this right? Let's see. Spray this a little. Oop, that's alcohol. What am I doing? Don't want to spray with alcohol. Okay. Keep in mind when you're painting with our chalk paste, that some colors might get lighter on you. So if you're trying to go for a darker color, like I might switch to espresso. I'm not sure yet. Let's see how this dries first. The brown on the browns is pretty dark. It's not a light brown color. So we could either do 2 coats or kind of lay it on thick, which I'm trying to do. Or if you don't want to use your chalk paste, you can use, of course, any kind of chalk paint or acrylic paint, whatever you like using. Definitely do that. Get it all over me. Try to go in one direction with your paint strokes. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty good. Let's see what it dries. What it looks like when it dries. Tell me your favorite football teams in the comments. So I think what I did, I'm trying to remember because I cut these quite a bit ago. I think the "'Tis the Season" background is the same size as the background on the transfer. And then the cutout letters are the same size as the inside. So we really don't need the transfer. If you don't want all the different layers, you can definitely then just chalk on the background piece. Pittsburgh Steelers, all right. I actually used to live in Pittsburgh quite some time ago. Back in the, let's see, mid to late 90s, I was in Monroeville. I loved Monroeville. Loved it. Loved it. Loved going downtown Pittsburgh. Loved the Monongahela incline. We were there for about, I think, 3 years maybe. I liked Pittsburgh actually. Kathy, how are you tonight? And it was kind of funny, not funny, but kind of funny. Thanks for sprinkling, I appreciate you. When me and my bosses would go out to dinner or lunch during work, and when the Browns played the Steelers, we would bet, I guess we'd go out to lunch on a Monday, and it was always the game the night prior, and loser had to pay. So I paid for a lot of lunches, you guys. Lots and lots of lunches. All right, so you can see that it's lightening up. It's still kind of wettish. But we're gonna let this go. We'll let that dry. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna paint the top pieces orange so that we have that the two colors of the teams. Okay, so we really don't need our transfer. Yeah, we don't need the transfer. Okay, so let's do that. So we're gonna put that guy aside. We're gonna put this guy aside so that we don't make a mess. We're gonna bring our letters over. So what's nice about our ink mats is they're sticky, right? So if you're trying to paint little pieces of wood, this really works well. All right, let's get another brush. Where did I stick them? Okay. All right, I'm gonna wet down the letters. It just helps the chalk paste kind of spread on me. Okay, that. And then we're gonna just kind of make sure we didn't drown them here. Wipe them up a little bit. Oops. Okay, make sure they're down. Oh, is today the day? Is it 1 year today, Kathy? I'm so sorry. I think about you often. That just stinks. Just stinks. Are you with family and friends? So for Pittsburgh, what's the colors? I'm trying to think. It's blue, red, and yellow, I think. Are there 3 of the colors? I think black is color 2. Michigan, let's see. You said you like, no, on September 7th. Okay. Got it. Only a couple days away, though. I'll be praying for you. Let's see, you said, I'm trying to think, did you tell me what NFL team you like, Kathy, yesterday or the day before? No, you said Michigan State. Black and gold. I thought Steelers had colors, don't in their logo, their emblem or whatever. Unless they've changed things. But you're right, it is that yellowish gold color. You're right. Of course you're right. You live there. Okay, so we got tis and season. So I just want to know, let's see, what should I do? The Browns don't have, it's orange and brown, a little bit of white. But the background's going to be white. So maybe we do the word the in, like the little lines and the in white. That might give it the more of an appearance of the helmet. So I'm going to put that there. Close this up. So I guess we do need the white real quick here. Let's get a tiny, teeny brush on Green Bay Packers, that's it. Sorry. So what are they? They are like a green and a yellowish gold. Don't know. But, I bet the yellow would be, this marigold would be amazing for probably Pittsburgh and Green Bay. That would be great for Green Bay. And the ivy would probably be really good for Green Bay. University of Pittsburgh is blue and yellow. Oh, I did not know that. Hi, Mom. We were there, like I said, we were there for like 3 years. Had my first daughter and then moved 4 months after that. And then we moved to Chicago. And then I think we were there for about 3 years. Got pregnant. And then moved to where I am now in Cincinnati, green and yellow. That's what I thought. Okay. All right. I think this is going to look good. Let's get these dried up so we can move on to the Ohio State one. So knowing that, again, the background's going to be white, I need to paint it white. Their colors are like this helmet is silver with black and red and white stripe. So I gotta plan that one out a little better. So maybe we'll do the background in the red. So I think I'll do the background in cherry. We'll do the letters in silver. a little light on the bottom of these letters, so I'm just going to kind of go over them a little bit more here. Because these aren't like chalked on a chalkboard, once this is dry, we could go over it with a second coat of chalk paste if we wanted to make it a little more dark. All right, just tease ourselves a little bit. Let's just see. I just want to make sure it's not wet, so. Oh yeah, that's gonna look so good. Yes, 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 yes. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love that this is going to be interchangeable so that I can change it out for any game. Heck, if I wanted to do every team in the NFL, you know, you could just switch it out for whatever game of the week is or something like that. We're gonna definitely glue those down. These little pieces. That will go, still wet. Oh my gosh, you guys, that looks amazing. I love it. 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 That's gonna look so good. Okay. All right, let's just put that over here. Yay. Okay, now I'm gonna wipe this off. Where's my, grab a paper towel here. Let's get this guy sticky again here. This is dirty. I must not have cleaned this off after using it. This is pretty dirty. Let's see here. I use a wipe it up here. See if we can clean this up a little bit here. This, I'm trying to think what I did on here. Might be actual paint that I used and just never cleaned it up. Thinking that's what it is, because if that was chalk paste, that would be coming up. Okay, don't worry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, ooh, it is sticky now. Okay, let's get this guy on here. So we're gonna have to decide how we're gonna do these. Remember, the back, or like the actual sign is going to be all white in the background, so we don't want to use white. Okay, so we're going to have black, cherry, and silver, 3 colors to work with. So, let's see. Let's put this down here. Let's just take a peek at what an Ohio State helmet looks like. So it's mostly silver. So maybe I paint this silver. We'll do the letters in red and then this little part in black. What do we think? I think that's what we should do. That's what we should do. Okay. So we can do this. This over here. All right, we're painting this silver. That's what we're gonna do. Since the helmet is mostly silver. Let's see if we can paint with it. Now, probably a better choice would be disco, because that's more of a metallic versus a shimmer. So we're gonna have to see how this shimmer spreads here. We may have to do a couple coats, or I need to find my disco. The disco will spread differently than the shimmer does, because the shimmer has like this grit in it. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't particularly love using our shimmers as a paint, just because of all that grit in there. I love pasting with it, silk screening with it, but not necessarily painting with it. If you don't do like a nice even coat, you'll be able to see all the variations in it. I guess it's okay. It's okay so far. I do love our disco. Do you remember the disco that came out? I believe it was one of our colors of the month a while back. We had Nominee, that was a really pretty metallic gold, which is now in our regular lineup of colors. Hopefully they'll bring disco into the regular lineup too. Probably should go in the same direction. It's so glittery. So I think, isn't this week, I mean, it maybe even was last night, was the start of the NFL season. I don't pay attention. I see my husband watching it. That's all I know. But sometimes he watches, like, they'll replay the games. He'll watch games from years ago. And I'm like, oh, when was that? And he'll say, oh, 10 years ago. Like, why are you rewatching that game? Why do guys do that? I don't know. He still remembers scores of like his Pee Wee football days when he was a child. He knows his scores. I'm like, how do you remember that? Like, and why do you remember that? Like, that would be taking up too much room in my brain to remember that kind of stuff. Too much room. Yes, last night. Okay, cool. So we are officially in football season. I can't wait to wear my new shirt that I made. I'll probably wear that on Sunday. Makes more sense on Sunday because it says family and faith, family, and football. Although people go to church on Saturdays. We actually used to always go on Saturdays. All right, just trying to get these final touches here. I think that's pretty silvery. Next time I probably will use the disco. I do like my disco. But the shimmer silver looks good too. Did you know that our shimmer silver and our shimmer golds, they have been reformulated to match our shimmer silver and gold inks, so they will be exactly the same. Before, it was not the case. All right, I'm just going to clean out in between some letters here. Probably flake out of there after it's dry, but I figured I'd try to get what I could now. All right, let's get this dry. And we'll work on the individual letters. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for hopping on tonight. We are doing interchangeable teams for the 'Tis the Season transfer. And I'm probably going to be glittering. I feel like I'm going to get it all over me. Very silvery. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Tomorrow's Saturday. Hello, Miss Neva. How are you tonight? If you would like to get your hands on some of these 'Tis the Season wood cutouts, go ahead and just comment season, and I'll get that information to you. All right, I think that's dry for the most part. All right, let's bring those letters over. Get those painted up. So we said we're going to do those in cherry. Cherry open. Cherry is getting a little dried up there. Okay, let's get it watered down a little bit. And then we'll do, I think we said we were gonna do the in black. Get this cherry kind of wet here. Okay. Because their red is like a scarlet, so it's a darker red. I wouldn't do, we have, let's see, we have this Cabernet. I just feel like that's too much of a winey color. That's too dark for me. So we'll just go with this, and if we have to do like a second coat, I feel like the cherry is a deeper red anyways, next to our candy apple. Like the candy apple is, it may have like a hint of salmon in it to me. It's like a cutesy red, whereas this is more of a darker red, a richer red. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But make sure you guys grab an ink mat too, because this just helps hold everything together. Holds it down while you're painting. Makes it so much easier. You're not getting paint all over your hands. All right. Neva, I think you said you are Kansas City Chief fans. And boy, your city is getting a lot of attention with Travis and Taylor, huh? Oops. All right, thanks Sandra, thanks for popping on. Have a great night. Go team. Okay, this red is drying really nice and dark, so I am happy about that. Spray this again. Pretty sure I bought another cherry, but now I don't remember where it's at. I My son works for a baseball team, and I want to say their season just is about ending. They have like maybe 1 or 2 games left. Isn't that crazy how long baseball season is? Although I'll tell you what, basketball is a very long season as well. At least it always was in high school. Felt like the kids were forever playing. Okay. All right, got all the cherry done. Put that there. And then all we need to do is the black, and then we can, all right, Kathy, did you see the other comment geez, I feel like I have stuff all over me. I think on the one video where you said you wanted the cutouts for the frames, I tagged you. Otherwise, if you didn't see that, let me know and I'll get you everything you need. Okay. Oops. I don't think I'm going to do it with a glue gun today. I think I'm going to just use this really quick wood glue. Okay, good. I was hoping you would see it. Okay. All right. So my face is so itchy tonight. Itchy, itchy, itchy. All right, guys. Let's get these dried up a little bit. We'll put together the first ones we did, since those are pretty much dry, and then we'll get back to these. I didn't care for the paint that I used when I first did the sign a long time ago. But I have to find that same paint so that it's all the same when I paint the background. And then I'll show you how we're going to put all the magnets on and all that, so that we can switch it out. So this is going to be awesome, 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 awesome. How fun is that? Okay. All right, let's get rid of this stuff. Now we're going to bring over our board again, and I'll show you where I'm talking about. Let's get that off there. So on Sunday, we can support our browns. And then, oops, oh no, where'd it go? It's on my shirt. We'll have to definitely glue this down. And then on Saturday, support our Buckeyes. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love this. So I'm gonna paint that whole background white. I just have to find the right paste. So let's get these guys all put down in place and then we'll go from there. How's that sound? So I'm using this, it's called Star Bond Thick. And this goes on pretty easily. Hopefully it didn't clog up a hole last night. And I'm just gonna put a very thin line. This stuff is like super glue. Definitely like super glue. So I wanna make sure I get it in the right spot. I wanna make sure it's straight. Be careful when you use it. A very little, you don't need any more than a very little bit. If you need a link to that too, I can do that for you. It dries pretty quickly, so make sure you're putting it where you need it. Wish there was a quicker way to do this, but there is not. Okay. What I might do from this point forward, like I did under the word the for the lines, I actually did put score lines so I know exactly where I need to put those little pieces. I might do the same for the large letters. That way you're not guessing. So it'll be an easy lineup. Instead of guessing and making sure it's straight. Because that's just not fun. Okay, we're getting there. Anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? Nothing exciting here. The hubby's with his mom, helping her out. Everyone's taking turns. Getting better by the day. Has a long road ahead of her, which stinks, but she is going to get better, which is great news. This is exciting. And then what we'll do is we'll put the magnets on the back side. I wish I knew, like, I don't know how I want to fix that yet. Just don't know how I want to do that. Not sure how I want to tackle that yet. I was so mad when I saw it. One little dot of water splashed. I was like, ugh, are you kidding me? So mad. I tried to blot it with a paper towel, but that didn't work. No fun plans this weekend. I guess Labor Day, that was the last of picnics. Usually, we start thinking about having a clam bake early October. However, I don't know that we're going to get to it this year, which is kind of a bummer because that was our thing. It was our whole family would come out, both sides of the family. Anybody who could make it made it. Looking good. And that was always fun. I didn't eat them, but it was always fun just making all kinds of food. And we would just, it wasn't like a clam boil. We would just do, we would steam clams. It was always so fun to get together with everybody. All right, so for the words that's already, there's a, it's marked. It's like scored lines, which really helps with placement. And this is just a tiny little bar here. So I'm gonna put a couple dots on that guy. This one's really skinny. I may have to fatten this guy up a little bit here. Okay. Hopefully this sits down and doesn't move. Ah. It is like super glue though. How cute is that, you guys? So this part I'm going to paint white. The same white I used here is where I'm going to paint. And then what we'll do is we're going to add magnets on the back of that side so that we can switch out the teams as they play. So exciting. Let's just do that now. So I'm going to use the magnets, I think. Thought I would use the sheets. Remember, we have magnetic sheets. We have them in black and we have them in white. The white is currently out of stock, but we do have black available. And they retired these magnets, which I really like these magnets, so not sure why they did that. kind of a bummer. We'll put one here. And then we'll put one here. I'm going to put one in the middle. And then what we'll do is put one about here. Okay, and then when I get this painted, what we'll do is we'll attach, let me just tear this. We'll put like one here, and then what we'll do is we'll take the, you know, the sticky part off and then place it on the white so that it's in the same spot. We'll have to do the same with the other one so that it's in the same spot. I know, I thought that was such a great idea. Instead of making tons of these boards, just make one and make tons of the different teams. So that will go there. All right, let's get this guy all put together. Can't wait to show my husband. I think he's gonna love it. This glue is pretty good. It's like super glue. It's gets stuck pretty quickly here. Sticks pretty quick. It's called stick, and that it does. That it does. Getting there, guys. Slowly but surely. I think I know where the paint is that I did this with. It wasn't our chalk paste, and it wasn't a different brand. It was, I think it was that Target brand that I was talking about, and that was, I did not like that paint at all. But I kind of have to use the same one, I think, so that the whites match. Getting there. A few more letters. So what other teams do we have out there, guys? Shout out your teams loud and proud. We have Pittsburgh out there. We had Green Bay. I want to say Kansas City. Cleveland Brownies. I live in Cincinnati, so that's the Bengals. You can tell me your favorite college teams too. Of course, we got the Buckeyes, Michigan State, all right, now we just gotta do this little inside pieces here. Spread that a little bit. Like I said, there's a scored line, so I think when you guys order these, you will definitely score the lines for the whole thing so you know exactly where to place your letters. It'll be a very light score, so you won't see it. It'll be a very lightly scored line. It won't be a heavy line or anything. These teeny little lines though, crazy. Crazy. This one without sticking to it here. I might thicken these lines up too, since we're not really using the transfer. So that's how that one will look. What I should do is, once we paint it, then what I'll do is maybe put a larger strip using our that's what I'll do. Using our magnet sheets, I'll put like a big strip of magnets so that it doesn't matter where it's lined up. These guys will find it. So we're going to put one there. One here, and put one here, I think. Okay, let me go grab that paint. I think I know where it is, so it shouldn't take me long to find it. Even though I don't like it. Like I said, it was a Target brand, and I don't know, I didn't really care for it on this board, but I have to use the same one, so let's do this. Let's move these guys out of here. Can't wait to see this actually like work. Like I envisioned it to work. Okay. All right, let's get brush. And I'm going to get, where'd it go? Oh, it was here last night. I had shoot. Just spilled it. I had some washi tape, but I don't see it, so we'll get out our, I feel like I got it all over me, but I did a little bit. We'll do a little cleanup, guys, a little bit of cleanup here. Got it all over my, I don't know how it managed to get there. I guess I hit it with my elbow. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, and then it went all over the floor. So give me a brief moment here so I can clean this up. Luckily, it did not hit the floor, I don't think. Let's see. Maybe a little bit. Oops. All right. Can't tell if that's the light or if it's actually white. No. Okay. All right. Where were we? Get out our brand new roll of transfer tape. You can use washi tape. I realize there's already white there, but I'm going to go ahead and tape that off because I don't want to go on top of that and make it thicker. We're going to paint up right to it, so I'm going to get that. Covered, and that covered. Okay, then we're going to do top part. All right, press that down really good. I'm gonna grab the paint that's spilled on my thing here. And we'll start painting. This glue, oh geez, that is way too much. Oh my goodness. Let's get that back in the jar here. All right, let's work with this, see what we got here. the paint wasn't very, it didn't like make a nice, thick, it just doesn't, it doesn't make a nice paint. Look how like, it's just kind of splotchy, you can see through it. It's just not a nice solid opaque, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We're going to try to get it to match the rest of the sign here. Okay. It kind of does look distressed with this foam brush. Which is fine. Just gonna lightly drag it. You could just see it just makes those lines. I hate that. Oh my gosh. But it does match the rest of the sign, so it has to do that. Just don't go over that tape onto the rest of your designs. It almost looks like the crackle type stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. For the most part, you're not going to see all of that anyway. So let's get that dry. I'm going to get this closed because I really feel like I'm going to have another mistake here. I do not like that paint. I do not recommend it. Again, I had to use it though, so it matched. Let's get this all dry. Then we're gonna get the magnet sheet down. I won't bother waxing it or anything because we're not, chalking on it or anything like that. Worst case, I might redo the top part. Just re-chalk that with the brown to cover up that watermark that I made. still can't believe that happened. I was so mad. It turned out so perfect, and then I was trying to wash the middle off, and I got it wet. And then it looks like my paint line. Just need to kind of go in here and fill it in a little bit. Smooth that out. Be aware of where my brush is, so I'm not going on the green. Okay. That should do it there. All right, I'm going to get out my other heat tool here. This should smooth things along. Hopefully. I don't know what I should do about it. Like, I keep toying with that spot. Like, do I want to go over it entirely, or do I want to just try to smooth it out? Will that make it worse? I don't know. That spot right there, and there's one there. It bugs me. Okay, I think that is dry. Where did my other one go? Oh, there it is. All right, let's bring over another magnetic sheet. Okay, so what I was thinking is, did I at least keep it within the parameters? I did. So I can make a little strip of this magnetic sheet, thinner than this, right? And then these will at least attach to it. So let's try that. Let's try that. Let's kind of measure that. Put this down right about there. Kind of put my nail in there. And then I will cut just a little bit inside that line. If I had my straight trimmer, that would be nice. Where'd I put that? Oh, nothing's where I want it. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of cut like, an inch and a half-ish. Try to make this as straight as possible. Okay. Because those sheets are 12 by 12, then what we'll do is we'll attach it here. Then when we go to change out our signs, oh, but you can see it through. Bummer. All right, so change of plans. Let's cut it in between these two sections. Here and here. Never fear, we got this. We got this. So we'll do this here and here, actually. Nope. Here and here, except I'm gonna kind of trim this down a little bit. Make it a little thinner. Okay, so that will go here. This guy needs to be shortened a little. That there. Okay, so this is the side we'll put the adhesive on here. I'm just going to need to make sure I center that. So let me see where I want that. So it'll be like, oh, it may not be strong enough. We may need to do these after all, friends. We may need to do these after all. Honestly, I have those really strong magnets. I don't know if ours is going to be in. Hang tight, guys. Give me 1 second. I have really strong ones somewhere. I think I'll use these black ones. These are the ones that, like, these silver ones I think are the ones that, like, if you're not careful, they will snap on your fingers and hurt. So if we do this, the problem is if I don't place these in the same spot on each board, on each Hi, Cynthia. Good. You know, we need like a real magnetic. I think I need a second coat here. It looks like I might have done 2 coats. Like here, but it's fine. Oh, let's see. You see what I'm saying? Like if these aren't in the same spot, which they are not, or they're pretty close actually. Pretty close to the same. I have to move them. Oh, well that came right off. Anyway, let's see. Put that guy here. Let's try to at least line these up and then for my purposes, okay, then we're going to need something strong on here. So, oh, do we test these out? Should we try these? See if these are going to be strong. I just don't think they're, well, don't know if they're going to be strong enough or not. So let's try it. Let's just try it and see how far we get. Okay, we only need 1 set, so let's put these over here. I'm gonna put this really sticky glue on here as well. So the magnet really sticks to the board. And then we're gonna have to flip it quickly. Okay, I'm probably gonna stand up so I can get on top of this here. I want to make sure it's centered. I want to make sure it's not crooked. Okay, excuse my noggin. We're gonna have to let that magnet, let those magnets really sit. Like it needs to dry, so I'm not gonna take that off. We're gonna let that sit and dry. I love it though. I really, really do. And then when the bottom ones are dry, we'll be able to just switch out the sign for whatever game is playing. Oh my gosh, I love it. I hope you guys do too. Again, comment with the word season if you want to get yourself some cutouts. If you want this info on how to get this thick super glue, which is really good for the wood, go ahead and ask for that. I'm excited. And then I got some fun ribbons, so we need to make some bows, but that's gonna be for another day. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's live. I hope I gave you some good ideas and made it easy for you to only have one board and then just switch out the words. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great